This week's disaster in Baltimore is bringing back vivid memories for some people in the Triad. Almost 50 years ago, the Siloam Bridge collapsed on the Surry County-Yadkin County line, killing 4 people. Kenny Beck spent the day in Siloam and brings us the story tonight.
Well, there are certainly differences between what happened this week in Baltimore and what happened in 1975. The Key Bridge is more than 22 times longer, and when the Siloam Bridge fell, there were not international economic implications. But investigators say both were caused by similar accidents, both happened after dark, and both claimed multiple lives. And to this day, there are certain parts of the Siloam Bridge collapse that remain a mystery.
You can't imagine the fog. It was just... you couldn't see anything.
95-year-old Joyce Ingram remembers the weather the night of February 23, 1975, like it just happened. Her family's home overlooks the Siloam Bridge, which runs over the Yadkin River, connecting Surry and Yadkin counties. She and her parents, Hugh and Ola Atkinson, got in their car and drove to the bridge that night when they heard people calling for help. But at that point, it was already too late. The bridge had collapsed and their car went in the water. Joyce broke her hip, and while she was in the hospital, she learned both her parents had died.
I remember telling my brother, Edwin, I don't understand. I haven't cried. I guess I was just somewhat the shock.
Edwin Atkinson is former Surry County Sheriff Graham Atkinson's father. Graham was just 10 at the time. He and his dad, along with his mother and sister, were in the car directly behind Joyce, Hugh, and Ola, also responding to the calls for help. Their car went off the bridge too and ended up upside down, but not submerged.
I didn't know what had happened. I knew something had happened because I could hear the glass break, I could hear the metal bend, and then it was just total silence. For just a few seconds. And then we all began to individually check on each other.
His mother hurt her arm, but they all survived. That's when his dad went to check on his parents and sister.
My dad said that when he got to their vehicle and reached inside, he could tell that they were both dead, but my grandparents were holding hands. My dad stayed in the river until both of my grandparents were taken out of the vehicle. And that's when he came up to us.
He has a vivid memory of what he told them.
I saved 5 of them, meaning the 4 of us and my aunt. I had not thought about that in years till you asked me that question. It brought everybody together, and it brought a lot of people from outside. Nobody had ever heard of Siloam, North Carolina. Suddenly we're worldwide news.
According to the official accident report from the NTSB, 4 people died, including a 3-year-old girl. Another 16 were injured. The cause? An automobile that struck a vital structural member of the bridge.
It's a damn lie, and they know it. There was an immediate conspiracy by the state of North Carolina to blame J.T. Venable for taking that bridge down. And that's not what happened.
What did happen?
We got to know Mr. Venable a little bit. We talked to him. He said, I did hit the bridge. They said I hit the bridge, but the reason I hit the bridge was it was falling and I had no control over my car. I think it was old age. I think it was poor maintenance. I think it was neglect on the part of the state. My grandfather had spent years trying to get repairs done on the bridge.
Regardless of the cause, Graham's father was instrumental in getting a temporary pontoon bridge put in place a few months later before they dedicated the official replacement, the Atkinson-Needham Bridge, in November of 1976. It still stands today. With Baltimore, Maryland now in the spotlight after its own deadly bridge collapse, survivors from Siloam say they feel their pain.
I'm sympathetic. I'm a churchgoer.
This is something that happened to you, but it's not something that has to define your life.
You just have to take it a day at a time.
You may not understand why, but you're going to get through it.
Many of the people involved in the Siloam Bridge collapse, including Graham's father, Ed Atkinson, and the driver who hit the bridge, J.T. Venable, have since passed away. The 50th anniversary of that disaster will be this February. You can read the NTSB's official crash report by looking for this story on our website, WXII12.com.